Welcome. You are tuned in to WorkitBird Sessions, coming to you from WorkitBird Studios here in Longmont, Colorado. Our show is dedicated to promote talented musicians from all over and introduce them to our audience. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel below and watch any of our most recent or past episodes. You can like us on Facebook, Instagram, and yes, I do tweet now and again, so keep an eye out for that. Also, you can become a supporter on my Patreon page. That helps kind of fund this program. Patreon.com/WorkitBird Studios. Thank you very much for that. Scott Wright and Cliff Mattis for their contribution to the program. My name is Christopher Wright, your host, and our videographer is Jesse Albanese from Wild Acorns Media. Also, Coupe Studios in Boulder is offering 30% discount on recording sessions anywhere from EP to a full-length album. For subscribing to this channel, just email info@coupestudios.com. Today we have Gleewood with us in the studio all the way from New Mexico. How's it going?
It's good, man.
It's groovy, man. We're glad to be here. Glad to be back in Colorado.
Thank you.
On our way home.
That's great. So let's do some introductions here.
Okay. Me? I'm Callie Sioux. I never get to introduce myself. This is Jhett, my husband. And
Jhett.
this is our drummer, Paul Walter Kimball. Palter. Easy Fix Paul.
Nice.
Lots of nicknames for him.
Well, very cool. So glad to have you guys here. Thanks for sticking with it today.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Excellent. Let's jump right in
Sure.
to the first number.
Yeah, sounds good to me. So we're a folk rock band, and folks are always asking what that exactly means. And although we didn't write this one originally, it's not entirely sure who did. This is one that helps kind of explain the genre to folks. And then we'll get into some original tunes if that's cool with you.
Very cool with me. Thanks, guys.
There is a house in New Orleans, and they quote the rising sun, and it's been the ruin of many a poor boy, and God, I know I'm one. My mother was a tailor. She sewed my new blue jeans, and my father was a gambling man way down in New Orleans. A gambler needs is a suitcase and a trunk, and the only time he could be satisfied is when he's all drunk. So mother, tell your children not to do what I have done, and to spend your life in sincere misery in the house of the rising sun, with one foot on that platform, the other on the train. I'm going back a house in New Orleans. They cold to rise and shine, and it's been the ruin of many a poor boy. And God, I know why. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. God's saving grace for me.
My hair's too poofy.
Nice.
Casting off the headphones.
Nice job.
Thanks.
I love that song.
Oh, I know. It
Gosh.
gets played a lot, but man, it really gets you in the feels still.
It's one of those songs it never really gets old to hear it,
Nah.
you know?
Yeah.
You know, oh gosh, nice job. Very cool. So let's
Thanks, man.
dive into one more, and then we'll get to know each other a little bit more.
Absolutely. So, like I was saying earlier, we just got off a European tour not too long ago. And while we were over there, we were in Germany. In Berlin, I believe it was. And we were on tour with another band. And we had heard that morning, we woke up, that Tom Petty had passed away. And for all six of us, it kind of brought the spirits down, man, because he's a big, big influence on me, and he always has been. And one thing
Yeah,
I've always
I love this
respected about him is his lyricism and the way he went about writing rock and roll and blues-based songs. Is they were kind of for like the working man,
Sure.
you know, very
Totally,
blue-collar songs. And
And they related to everybody. I mean, I
They did.
remember the first
You're
time
right.
as a little kid I heard Tom Petty and I loved it. You know, and I haven't stopped enjoying it. I think we could all probably say that.
yeah.
Absolutely.
And so this song here, we just finished writing this one on this tour. And
Literally.
yeah.
It's
Nice.
pretty much been different every single time we played it.
Yeah, so we'll see what
It'll
happens
probably
today.
Be different today as well.
Yeah. And this one's called The Good, Bad, and the Blues, because I feel like that's what the Heartland Sun kind of helped people through. So
The good, bad, and the blues?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. This is Gleewood.
Got my first car at 16 years old. I started saving for a stereo. I thought of nothing but hitting a road. Blacked out gasoline and cigarette smoke brought me to something I thought I could hold. 6 months later, she let me go. Just getting started with a long way to go. Free falling, blaring on the radio. But it's songs like that that are placed on our life soundtrack. They'll teach us how to live without looking back, and help us to sing into the good, bad, and the blue. cries in pain and meant it. Helps dissipate the clouds of loneliness in my head. Helps dissipate the clouds of loneliness in my head. The news that a legend fell. A man on the TV said we knew him well, but no more songs will be sung by the Heartland Sun. But it's songs we'll sing like that, that are placed on our life soundtrack, that teach us how to live without looking back. Help us to sing into, help us to sing into, through the good, bad, and the blue. Something like that, anyways.
Nice job. So you just wrote this song just recently?
Yeah.
It's been a process over. We tour full time, but this particular run has been about 6 weeks, and we kind of started it in the middle of the tour. And yeah, each show we're like, let's try this, let's try that. So even today while we were here, we're like, let's try something different. And it kind of worked.
Nice. So this is your full-time gig then?
Yes. Yeah.
That's awesome. So do you get out a guitar and just kind of play in the van and all that?
Paul does.
I wreck everybody's head with a banjo 24/7.
Nice.
That is my job.
Yeah.
That's what these people actually pay me for. It's none of the other stuff.
That's
It's awesome.
great. That's
No,
great.
no,
Who drives
we actually deduct his pay for the amount of banjo
Yeah,
that's played in the
exactly.
band.
Wow. Wow. All right.
I'm just kidding. No, it's awesome. He's written like 4 or 5 songs on this tour,
Yeah.
and I think I've only written like 0.5 songs on
Nice.
this tour.
Do you, so do you, when you write stuff, do you come up with lyrics and da 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 da? Is that how do you
It varies. Yeah,
divvy,
really. Yeah.
divvy up the responsibilities? I guess?
Callie is usually really lyrically and visually driven. And so a lot of times I'll sit on a riff until she has like a story behind it.
Nice.
Literally. And
Literally. Yeah. Like I threw out a bunch of different lyrics for that riff right there that I was playing earlier. She was like, that doesn't really sound like the song. And so I was like, and she was right. And that's kind of what we did about Whiskey Sue and Running from the Man. And that happens a lot. And then she'll kind of like throw out pages of lyrical ideas, and then I kind of condense those into, chop them down into verses and choruses. And then we never really finish songs until we tour.
Yeah, till we
them.
tour, we get
Do the live practice thing?
yeah,
kind of
get
thing?
involved with Paul before, like a couple days before, and we'll hash out stuff. And then, yeah, it's just we like our songs to relate to folks in a different kind of way. They're not always about heartbreak or whatever. They're mostly about being outdoors or, I don't know, the stuff that we struggle with. And
Right.
so we like to see people's reactions. and kind of get their feedback. Like, so many of our fans are friends. Like, we've met everybody, and so we like to know what they think. And if they're like, "Man, I really like that song," they're like, "Whew, "Okay, let's keep working on it." Or, typically they always say they like it, so they
Yeah,
get
or if it
whatever
doesn't
we
move
throw
people
out.
and it just moves us, then maybe we should just play it in our bedroom.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice to have a team or a partner to collaborate like that
Yeah.
with.
Yeah.
That's great. So, just jump back just real quick. So, where are you guys from?
We're all born and raised in New Mexico,
Whereabouts?
southern New Mexico.
Southern New
so
Mexico, yeah.
Paul's from Las Cruces,
Las Cruces.
and then we're from a little mountain town called Ruidoso.
Very cool. Very
Yeah.
cool. Never been. Like I said, I was.
Well, there's not very many people from New Mexico, so.
Is that right?
Yeah, and there's not very many people that go there either, so it's okay. You're off the hook, man.
Yeah. No pressure,
I want to make a trip down there. It shouldn't be too. It's not too far from Colorado.
Oh, it's not
8,
far
9?
at all. It's
Yeah.
beautiful, man. You got to go down. You got to
Absolutely.
go down. Taos, Santa Fe,
great. Yeah.
Ruidoso.
It's on my list of things to do. So you guys are on a tour. You've been on tour for 6 weeks now. Where is it taking you? How long is the tour lasting? And
well, this is the home stretch. We started in New Mexico, and we just kind of work our way up north. We mostly tour the Southwest and the Pacific Northwest. Just this last year, we went down south, and we went up through the East Coast. But typically, the Four Corners and the mountain states, we really love playing. So
Sure.
we go back there. This tour has just been all over 6 or 7 states, 5,000 or 6,000 miles. It's kind of our typical run.
that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. And albums? Do you guys have albums?
We do. We in the U.S. And then, well, pretty
that's
much.
right. You guys are you're leaving the country soon.
We are. So we've got 2 albums that we've released so far, a self-titled album and our newest album, Sweet Sweet Time, which features the song we're about to play, and then House of the Rising Sun, our version of it, with a couple other instrumentalists on it as well. I don't think it's available in mainland Europe right now, but it will be released by M&O Records out of France in September.
Congratulations.
So, yeah, thank you.
That's
so
awesome.
yeah, so that'll be exciting there. And we're gonna have some. As soon as we get back, we're gonna be working on new scratch tracks, fleshing out new ideas. We're gonna be releasing a series of singles throughout this summer, 2018. So there's plenty of new material we'll be dishing out. And thanks to studios like yours for getting us in and throwing some visuals along with it. It really helps the arts community and traveling musicians, and what you're doing is awesome, man.
Thank you. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
WorkitBird.
Yeah. Well, excellent. So we have time for one more, guys.
All right.
Yeah. Is that cool?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
That's groovy, man.
Just real quick before we go into this, where can people find your music? Where can people find you guys?
At venues.
At venues.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Most importantly.
Most importantly, we
Go out and
play,
support live
we play
music,
every
man.
town in the United States, especially if they're small. We
Yeah,
will be there.
we're coming, man. We're coming. But you can find us on Facebook, of course, Gleewood Music, Gleewoodmusic.com, Gleewood on Twitter, Gleewood on Instagram. You can find Callie Sioux's personal Instagram as well if you want to see how a beautiful young lady handles road life in the 21st century with stinky touring musicians in a van. That's always exciting.
Yeah, sure.
And then iTunes, Spotify. Spotify is cool, man. But most
YouTube.
importantly, at shows.
At
It
shows.
shows, and then WorkitBird on YouTube.
Yep.
Great. Great. Well, excellent. So let's just launch into the last one.
Okay. This one's
I mean,
called.
we don't have to launch into
We
it,
can.
but we can kind of like
Yeah.
one
Ready?
foot in.
Actually, this is kind of a launching song. This one.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
This corner.
Nice.
This is launching. This one's called Running from the Man. We're always running from something, and usually it's time.
Yep.
Thank you for sharing yours with us.
Thank you.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Running over mountains, man, I'm jumping overseas. To keep that engine rolling, boys, fill me full of steam. Father Time has made the call, and that man sure is me. With 2 arms round and round, he's chasing after me. out miles ago, but still we're traveling. Trap the van in the snow, can't leave them there to die. Filled our lungs with dead air and took off towards the sky. My mind in Reno, left my heart in Idaho. Baptized my soul in the South, got it good and clean. I found my love and my voice down in New Orleans. Two arms round and round, he's chasing after me. Run, running from that man. Running from that man. Starts to cry. Raise a glass and sing a song with the 1-4 in the fire. Leave an extra set of strings and a bottle full of gin, so I could write a song for you where the chorus never ends.
Bravo. Nice job, guys. Nice job.
Thank you. Thanks for
I
having us.
like your harmony parts and working.
Thanks, man.
You bet. It's a great way to end our show today.
Cool.
Yeah, thanks for having us, man.
I'd like to thank Gleewood for being on our show all the way from New Mexico. Definitely hit me up next time you guys are around. I'd like to do this again. A little different fashion, but you know, please help support the program by being a Patreon patron at patreon.com/WorkitBird Studios. You can also subscribe to this YouTube channel by clicking subscribe right below. It's like red. It says subscribe. Boom. And it'll show up on your feed every once in a while. I'd like to thank Jesse Albanese from Wild Acorns Media for production today. Thank you so much. Also, musicians, please remember 30% off recording sessions at Coupe Studios in Boulder. Just email info@coupestudios.com. Lastly, for more information on Gleewood, hit their Facebook website, all the usual suspect.
Yeah, Gleewoodmusic.com.
Gleewoodmusic.com. Awesome. I'll put that all that information on the YouTube link as well. So no worries. Lastly, I'd like to thank Jim Krasaniak, Eric Singer, and all the staff from Coupe Studios for help producing, help professional guidance, all that jazz. And of course, our existing Patreon supporters, Cliff Mattis, Scott Wright, Lauren Wright, Jenny Wright, Daniel Ellis. Couldn't have done it without you guys. Thank you so much. Any last shout outs for you guys?
Oh, I mean.
Oh my.
Yeah, there's way too many,
There's
man.
too many.
There's too many.
See live music.
Yeah.
They're gonna
Go see these guys.
after
Gleewood.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you again so much for coming here.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. And have a great day and drive safe and all that as well. Thank you again from WorkitBird Studios here in Longmont, Colorado. Everyone have a great day and the end.